Hello, everyone. It's Ambassador for Christ, Erica Rogers, and I'm here today. And I just want to talk to you a minute about casting stones. I want to reference in the Bible, if you all know, in John 8, chapter 8, verses 1 through 11, when there was a certain woman. They didn't even give the woman a name. They didn't care what her name is. She was caught in adultery. In other words, she was cheating on her husband with another man. And they brought her to Jesus, and they said, she's been caught with a woman, and the law says that we should stone her. And Jesus just stopped. He didn't give them an answer immediately. He just stopped and he started writing something in the ground, and they're not sure exactly what he was writing in the ground. But then he answered. He said, yeah, you guys are right. So she is supposed to be stoned. But the law that you're trying to hold her to also says the one without sin, the one who is perfect, the one who is spotless, the one who has no faults, the one who never makes a mistake without thinking, the one who never asks for forgiveness because they're so perfect. They are to cast the first stone. You know, there's a saying that says you should be careful about throwing stones when you live in a glass house. And there's a lot of people who live in glass houses and they throwing stones. None of us are perfect, and it is so amazing about God's grace. And in a couple of weeks, I'm going to start teaching you guys about God's grace. It's awesome. It's so awesome. Sometimes it's almost unbelievable. But I just wanted to encourage you. If there's somebody who has done something to you or something wrong to you, that you should open up your heart to forgive them. You want God to forgive you. You have to turn the issue around. What if you were in their position and they were in your position? Would you want forgiveness? In other words, today, literally, we won't cast a stone and hit anybody. But when you harden your heart and you want to make this person suffer for what they've done to you, that's casting the stone, because you turn your heart into hard stone. And not even God can talk to you, because when you harden your heart, not even God can talk to you about anything or about the issue or help you solve the issue or help you come to a resolve. He can't even talk to you, because one thing about God is that he gives us all free will, and you have to make up your mind. Everything is a decision. He said, today I'll put before you life and death. He said, choose life. It's a decision to love. It's a decision to forgive someone. It's a decision not to cast a stone. That's a decision. And even though in the moment when that woman was in hot pursuit with her lover, maybe she wasn't thinking about her husband then. And yeah, she should have. But who are we to judge? Who are we to say that we know her heart? Who are we to say that we're really on the outside of her house looking in? I'm not making exceptions for her. Okay, I'm not making excuses for what she did. All I'm saying is, when Jesus told the Pharisees, if you were without sin, you cast the first stone, then you condemn this lady. But make sure that your slate is clean. Because see, if you cast that stone at her, and then I am the Messiah. Jesus said, I am the Messiah. I'm the way, the truth, and the light. I'm going to come after you, because your slate ain't all that clean. Your thoughts and your heart, it ain't all that clean, honey. So be careful of throwing stones when you live in glass houses. You know, as we grow and as we live, you know, tomorrow's not promised to us. But if you wake up tomorrow, and what if you were to make a mistake? What if you were to do something you really didn't mean to do, and you needed forgiveness? How would you want that person to forgive you? Would you want that person to forgive you quickly and come to a resolve and love you and move on and be merciful to you? Or would you want that person to hold a grudge against you and throw stone at you? You know, our words can be stones. Our words can be the same stones without literally throwing them. Because if you know, in the situation, if you want to keep throwing and throwing and throwing and throwing and throwing those words to hurt the person instead of letting the situation heal, then it becomes stony ground. And we all know that nothing can grow on stony ground. This is a word for someone. I'm here to tell you today that you're waiting on your breakthrough, but you can't have your breakthrough because you haven't forgiven the one who has hurt you. You haven't truly forgiven the person who made a mistake. And the thing about it is that we're all human, and we are prone to make a mistake, and we can only reign and rule when we let Jesus Christ come and live on the inside of us. Yeah, think about that. Think about the person who talked about you, or the person who you have an issue with, or a person who done you wrong. Think about the stone that you are throwing to them by not talking to them, or saying words that hurt them, or doing something wrong to them because they did a wrong to you. See, as quick as we want to receive forgiveness, we have to give it. You know, we want to put it out there, but if somebody does it to us, we don't want to receive it. It's all about what we want, how we feel. And, you know, I want what I want, and I'm going to get what I want, and I'm going to manipulate you to get what I want. A lot of people, when they talk to you, they don't talk to you to understand. They only really hear what you have to say to reply. Come on now, somebody. I wanted to let you know you are not perfect. I'm telling you, you are not perfect. We all need a savior. We should be thanking God. I know I do every day, that he sent Jesus Christ here to help us and to forgive us and to love us with his grace. So today, to your situation, to your unforgiveness, I yell grace, grace. You know what is right. You just do what is right. Forgiveness is right. Love is right. You know, some people say, I tried. Well, how long did you try? Because one thing about it is this. God said in the day of trouble, if you faint, then that means your faith is small. Your faith is small. And you just never know ahead of you, of your life, what you're going to endure. You never know what's coming ahead of you. So you have to be careful about the bridges that you burn with a person. You know, some people, I get it. God will say, he'll tell you yourself, cut it off. The relationship is bad. You know, cut the relationship off. But if you really think about it, and you think about your part in the situation, and you think about that person's part, you know, you have to incorporate God in. You have to shut everybody else out of it. Don't talk about it to nobody else. It's between you and that person and God. You have to go to God and you pray to God. And if it takes you fasting, you fast, and you just let God talk to you about his love and his grace. And I guarantee you, every time he's going to tell you, forgive. How do you know you have forgiven a person? I'm going to tell you this, and then I'm going to have to go. You know you have truly forgiven a person when you surrender your will to hurt them. It's hot out here. I'm sweating. Yeah, excuse me. Woo. It ain't even summertime yet. Okay? But this is how you know you've forgiven a person. When you surrender your will to hurt them, even though you can. You know you can hurt them, but you stop. And you say, I've forgiven them. I'm not going to talk about this no more. I'm not going to think about this no more. I'm going to go on. I'm going to move on past this, and it's going to be great. And you trust God. You trust God. The second reason you know is that when you think about the person, they can have safe passages through your mind. Or if you have shared the incident, safe passage through your mind, excuse me. If you share the incident with people around you, your friends, or, you know, maybe some family members that you trust or whatever, and you know, they ask you, well, have you spoke to so-and-so? Or, you know, that was wrong. You know, what they did, my makeup is smearing. It's so hot out here, guys. But it's fine. It's all for God. Glory be to God. You know, and that person comes and try to talk about it with you. And you would just say, you know what? I forgave, that it's past. And I'm going to hear from God. I'm going to hear from God. Or please don't speak on that. God has it in his hands. But I'm just trying to, no, ain't no but. So you just move your butt out the way, because you're going to keep me from my destiny. Because I can't harbor unforgiveness and want God to promote me. I can't harbor unforgiveness and want God to bless me. I can't even harbor unforgiveness and don't walk in love. I have to call that person and tell that person, forgive me, I wronged you. Or you know what? I receive your forgiveness. Because one thing about it, when you apologize to somebody and you really mean it in your heart, and God knows if you really meant it, you release yourself. And it becomes a conversation between that person and God. It no longer becomes a conversation between that person and you. Okay? But you just have to know that we all live in glass houses sometime. And we have this thing that covers our spirit. It's called the flesh. And sometimes we get in the flesh. And you just have to know that I'm going to love this person no matter what. And my love is going to be stronger. And I'm going to not allow this situation to change me. I'm not going to allow the situation to change me for the worse, but I'm going to allow it to change me for the better. I'm going to see how can I grow from this. And how can I really, love this person again? And how can I really be with this person again? You have to really listen to the voice of the Lord, because there's a lot of voices that be going on in your head, and a lot of emotions that be going on, but you just have to listen to God. But one thing I can say for sure, when they brought that woman and said stone her, that was a picture of God's grace. Because if it wasn't for him, we will all be condemned to hell. But thank God for Jesus Christ. I'm going to tell you something, guys. I love you, and God loves you too. And remember, you're blessed. You're blessed, and you're blessed. And I love you, and there's not a darn thing you can do about it. Have a great day. I'll see you next week right here on Transformation TV. Forgive, forget, and move on. Love you.